that down. Let's move on to this, shall we? Under the category of we don't get to have nice things. It is now 2025. And one second. Hold a second. Yes, there is still no Spider-Verse 3 movie. Spider-Verse 3, Beyond the Spider-Verse, was originally supposed to come out in 2024. It was originally supposed to come out in 2024. We recently heard from studio insiders that don't count on it and coming out in 2025 either. Which means at the earliest, we're probably looking at 2026 for this movie to come out. That was supposed to come out in 2024. Now, of course, there was a lot of drama surrounding the creation of the second film, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, with a lot of reports of the animators being pretty much worked to death, bad working conditions, deadlines, changes, and all this kind of stuff. And so maybe that has something to do with them maybe slowing down a little bit. But there might be even less further along than we thought. You guys might remember about 4 or 5 months ago, we did a story where one of the voice actors said, no, we haven't even started recording our voices yet.
Right.
It's like, oh, okay. Well, now it's 2025. They still haven't. This comes to us from the folks at Screen Rant, who write the following. In a new interview with Decider, Spider-Verse actor Jharrel Jerome, who plays the alternate version of Miles, was asked if his voicing sessions is underway for Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, with the movie still not having a release date. Jerome, who brought Miles G. Morales to life in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, confirmed that they haven't yet started, but offered the following positive update for Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. Jharrel Jerome said, no, in saying, no, we haven't started recording our voices yet. I wish. We haven't started up yet. A lot of things being figured out, but good things. Oh, good. You're figuring things out. That's awesome. That 2 years on, you're figuring things out.
This seems to be a running gag with productions where, I mean, like we just heard from Mangold yesterday. Yeah, we're thinking about things, and we're like, that was 2 years ago and you're thinking about things. And now this, yeah, we're thinking about things. And there was something else that they pulled the same thing. It's like, oh yeah, we're thinking about things, but I haven't heard back.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know. Look, one of the holdups, clearly, you got to make sure you do your animation better. I get that. Does that account for a 2-year delay?
It might.
Now, Shamik Moore, who does the voice of Miles, I mean, I know he's been very busy fabricating fake relationships on social media. So
Wait, what?
Oh, you didn't hear about that?
No.
You can go and look that up.
Oh, look it up right now, actually.
Anyway, the fact that they're now look, what I said 4 or 5 months ago was, let's not be too worried about them not starting recording the voices yet, because Chris, as you taught us, that's actually one of the last things that they do.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes.
So
not always.
Traditional animation used to be you do a voice, you'd have the animation, and then the
right,
and then everything would be put together. When you have high-profile actors, which means a lot of times when you're using on-camera actors, they do what's called scratch VO with the animators.
Right.
And this is what most people are doing nowadays: is scratch VO goes down, the animators can work around that, and then the actual voice actors come in and they tighten up everything around it. Particularly with everything going digital, you can move the mouth flaps now to fit what the actors have done.
Okay, so so that's why we talked about a few months ago. It may not be the worst thing, because they could have a lot done on the movie already, and they just haven't brought in the voice actors yet, and they could have brought in other people to do voices to hold it in place before they bring in the main actors to actually do the real tracks. Well, now it's 2025, and number one, they still haven't recorded, and number two, they still don't even know when they're recording. But hey, they're getting things figured out. So I went, listen, Spider-Verse, in the grand scheme of things, the last Spider-Verse movie only came out in 2023, right? So it's not like we're 5 years in. Okay. So I'm aware of that. It's just that, Lord Miller stood on a stage and told me we were getting the next one in 2024.
This feels like the college years for a lot of production companies. They're all out there finding themselves.
They're just figuring themselves out,
Yeah.
They haven't had a water in 4 years. They think all their friends are mad at them.
Yeah. They're experimenting, you know.
And listen, these movies are nothing short of magnificent.
Oh, yeah.
I believe the 2 Spider-Verse movies, Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse, without hesitation, these are the 2 best Spider-Man movies ever made. And so I can afford some patience as we wait for the third one. Because if the third one is on par with the first two, it's instantly in the conversation of the greatest trilogies of all time. I'm not saying it tops the list, but I'm saying if Beyond the Spider-Verse is on the same level, not even higher, of Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse, it gets in the conversation of the best trilogies ever made. Maybe, in third place, fourth place, but whatever, it's in the conversation because these movies are spectacular. They are the crown jewels to me of, and that's the funny thing, as much as we bash on Sony all the time, the reality is Sony's made the 3 best Spider-Man movies ever made. Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, and Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. They're the 3 best Spider-Man movies ever made, and Sony made them all. They've also made the worst ones. But we focus on the positive for now. I think the only thing that's bothering me is if they hadn't announced multiple times that Beyond the Spider-Verse was coming in 2024, I don't even think I'd be worrying about it at this point. Again,
makes sense.
because the last one came out in 2023.
Yeah.
Right? It didn't come out that long ago. I would be sitting here going, just waiting for Beyond the Spider-Verse news. But the fact that they announced multiple times that's coming in 2024 and it's not, and there's no way we're getting it in 2025. Like, there's just no way that's happening at this point. So hopefully 2026. We want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, CookUnity. You ever feel like so much of your day revolves around planning meals or preparing food, especially when you're trying to eat healthier? I know we all do, but that all changes when you discover CookUnity. Now you can enjoy vibrant, chef-crafted meals without spending hours in the kitchen. It's freed up so much of my time and energy to focus on my other goals. CookUnity partners with award-winning chefs, the same chefs you see on TV and those 5-star restaurants, to create small batch meals just for you. These meals are made with fresh, local, in-season ingredients delivered right to your door. And here's the best part. They arrive fresh, not frozen, and all it takes is a few minutes to heat them up. I recently tried their Mom's Sunday Sauce Rigatoni, and it was incredible. Plus, knowing that I'm supporting local chefs and sustainable suppliers makes every bite even better. Whether you want variety, convenience, or just better food, CookUnity has it all. Reset your routine with convenient, mouth-watering meals crafted with local ingredients by award-winning chefs. Go to cookunity.com/Campea or enter the code Campea before checkout for 50% off your first week. That's 50% off your first week by using the code Campea or by going to cookunity.com/Campea. I don't know, Chris, you hear these comments, you know better than any of us in this room, as somebody who works as a professional, not only voice performer, but as an instructor as well. What do you take away from this story?
It is getting more and more, now I am a little concerned just because we're getting closer to that self-inflicted deadline. What we always talk about, or at least what I always bring up, is I am glad that they are taking more time so that their animators don't get worked to the bone like last time.
Right.
Because that was a huge story that came out of this, of so many animators getting burnt out, hiring new people after these people phased out, working them for, over 60-hour weeks and everything, which somebody in the comments is going to say, what's the big deal with that? It's not a suffering contest, folks. We all should work hours that make sense. That's all. That's all. Everyone should work and get paid what they deserve. But we're at the point now of all of these actors sounding concerned about their own job security that it is troubling. Because again, there's so much you can do in these movies that aren't focused on the dialogue. So much of this is them in their masks and the faces moving without mouth flaps again. So you can animate so much stuff without them coming in to do their own voiceovers and doing that specific matchup.
Right.
And we know these are going to have big epic fights. We're going to play with different styles. Every world is going to have its own kind of artistic fingerprint, if you will, just like we saw in the last film. But it is getting a little messy. The whole, we've always had directors, we just didn't tell you guys. We have all of this on lock, we just didn't publicize
that was weird.
it. There's just a lot of mess right now. And it's all self-inflicted mess is what it sounds like, of, hey, maybe just don't tell us stuff.
Yeah. Stop announcing it.
Yeah. Stop making announcements of when this movie is going to come out. And then we're all going to have a big sigh of relief to your point earlier of, hey, I get a movie soon. We're not in a Shang-Chi situation where we have almost a decade between films, right? We're creeping up on those 7 years. We've got time. So just let it all exist. There was 10, 15 years between the Incredibles sequels? we'll be okay if you just don't tell us we're getting it that soon
Yeah, if you
in
just-
that particular case, because animated characters can stay their age. That's the magical part here.
Just ask the Simpsons.
Exactly. So just stop talking to us, y'all. Just go do your work. Keep your head down.
By the way, our channel member Tor is at it again. Just gifted a
Yeah.
bunch of memberships
Oh,
out. Thank you, Tor.
yay.
Appreciate that, man. Anyway, look, I wouldn't even care about any of this if I didn't love these movies. And at the end of the day, we're talking about movies we love here. We love them. And I'm only getting antsy because I love these movies so much. I don't know. We got CinemaCon coming up. Maybe we'll get some kind of an announcement at that. Anyway, guys, whatever you think about this, jump on down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.